Hello, my crafty friends. It's Christy over at Crafty Christy's Creations, and I have another fun tutorial for you. We are going to make these coloring Valentine cards that the kids can take to school with them. So the template for this is completely free over my website, and I will leave a link for you below where you can grab these. And then inside of Silhouette Studio, you can add your favorite designs, and we'll sketch those out on our cards and then add some crayons to it, and you're ready to go. So let's dive in and get started.
So here we are in Silhouette Studio, and I've already loaded in the free Valentine card template, which you'll be able to find on my website under the blog post, and then I will also leave a link to it below in the description box. And from here, this part here just tells you that these red lines are meant to be cut lines and the blue lines are score lines. So we can go ahead and get rid of that. I am going to change my media size to letter, and you'll be able to fit 4 of these to a sheet for a letter size. So that's great. And then I'm just gonna pull this over to the side here. And then the first thing I want to do is add a to and from at the bottom. So I'm going to use my text tool, and then I'm going to write out to. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to use T on the keyboard to get that text tool and write out from. And this is Baby Brooklyn font. I like that for the to and the from because it's nice and thin. We're going to be sketching this, so that's a great color, and I'm going to make those black. So I'm going to be mindful of what color I'm using for everything. So I want all of the same actions to end up being the same color. So right now, everything we're going to sketch, we're going to do black. And then I'm going to take both of those and change that font size to 12. And then I will get that added up here. So there's a 2. And there's from. That should give us plenty of space. Okay, and now I'm going to grab all of those. I'm going to hold down Alt or Option on a Mac, click and drag another copy. And this one I'm going to do right there. So now I can do one for a girl and one for a boy. So I'm going to come over to my library, and I'm going to pull in this dinosaur. So I'm going to click and drag him over. And then I'm going to, come up here, and I'm going to grab this outline. It doesn't matter which one you grab, actually, but I like this outline one, so I'm going to click and drag that in as well. So at this point, these are also going to be sketch designs. So with the dinosaur, I'm going to get rid of that green fill and say no fill color. And then we're going to make that a black outline. And then I can shrink that down and place him on the card here. And again, with the castle, we're going to say no fill and change that outline to black. And then I can shrink that one down and place it here. It needs to go a little bit smaller. And we can center that. That looks pretty good. And then the other thing I'm going to add is some more text. So T on the keyboard. And then I'm going to type out Be Mine. And then I'm also going to type out Dynamite. Dino-Mite. And I want these to be something that's going to be easy to color in. So I'm going to grab both of these and I'm going to change that text. I like the font Crush, and I will link to that both of these fonts for you as well. And that is, if you just type, if you know the name and you just type it in, it'll go ahead and change everything. And then again, we want these to be black outline, and I'm going to change the size. Let's try 36 and see how that works on here. think I'm going to split up the word be and mine. So I'll get rid of mine, and then I'm going to hit T again and do mine. And then with that selected, we're going to change that to crush and 32 or 36. And the outline color to black. Okay, now I can take the B on this side, mine on that side. I think that looks good. And then I'm going to grab both the, this is the hard part, grabbing the word mine. You have to click right on that line and then holding down Shift, grabbing B. And then I'm just going to make sure they're aligned at the bottom so that they're both the same height. And then I'm going to scoot them up a little bit here. Okay, that looks good. And then the dynamite. There's a lot more space here, so I think I'm going to make that a little bit. Let's try 40. I'm just going to type that in. I think that looks better. And then I'm going to scoot that over a little bit as well. There. We can scoot that over. Okay, I think that looks good. So now this is ready to send. So in the send panel, we're going to come over to line color because we're going to do a bunch of different things here. So I've got the red line, which is this line here, is going to be set to cut. The blue line we're going to set to score. And using the auto blade, I like to adjust my score down to a blade depth of 1 and then a force of 10. And that's because I just don't need a really thick score, so that's what I like to do. This no line color is going to be your outline. We want that to cut. And then black we are going to do as a sketch. So I'm going to do the sketching first. So unfortunately, the pen holder is a carriage 1 ordeal, and so is the auto blade. So I am going to do the sketching first, and I'm going to send that to the machine. And then when that's done, I'll unclick the sketch, and then I will send the other 3 and let it cut and score all of that. So let me get everything loaded in, and we'll get going. Okay, I have already put together my pen tool. I've got the large piece in here, and I put that on the pen first, and then I screwed that into here, making sure that coming out the tip is the tip of my pen. And then typically you have this piece that's on here, and that stops it from going too far in when you push it in. So I've got this all set up. Take that cap off. We're going to pull our auto blade out, and this goes into carriage 1. So putting that back nice and flat on there all the way down so that it goes all the way into the housing, and then push it in. Okay, that is set up. This is 110-pound cardstock, so it's a little bit heavier. And then we're gonna go ahead and send the we're gonna send the sketch to the machine. Okay, it's done with the sketching. So now I'm going to remove my sketch pen, and I'm going to place my auto blade. So you're just going to push that in all the way down so it doesn't go down anymore, and then you're just going to pinch that in. And then that's set. And then we'll go back to Silhouette Studio, and I am going to grab the outline is going to be a cut, the blue is going to be a score and the red is going to be a cut. And then we can send that. Okay, so it's all done cutting, and now we're just going to go ahead and pull those off the mat, and we'll add our crayons. So we'll unload. And you just got to be kind of careful around the bottom part here. So I'm just going to peel from the top. Those are a little bit hard. Okay, there's one. You can knock that circle out of there. And then let's peel our dinosaur out of here. Okay, and that one peeled perfectly. So now what I'm going to do, these little innards, we're going to fold those right on that score line, fold those in on both sides. And that just helps so that they'll fold up nicely. And then all you have to do is add your crayons in there. So these just slide in. You can either slide them all from one direction or start in the center. I'll show you. You can just slide from one side all the way through. And then those will hold pretty well. Whoops. Just kidding. When I tested it earlier, it held really well. So those should hold pretty decent, and then you just want to sign who it's for and who it's from, and then these are ready to go out.
Can you believe how easy these were to make in Silhouette Studio? Don't forget to download the free template below, and I'll leave that link in the description. But you add your favorite designs on here, add a little text, and bam, you have personalized coloring Valentines for your kids to take to school with them. It doesn't get any easier than that. So make sure you download that freebie and get started today.